Howdy everybody, and welcome to the Night Races. In this, we are going to be racing through just a single run of Night Rain, where we both fight the same boss, but we use our same characters. This right here is going to be the final score screen. Before we get into it though, I was just going to give a quick breakdown of everything. So basically, we're going to fight through the same boss, and then see who's fastest, right? And whoever's fastest wins. We're just going to get right into it, but I will say before we do, if you like the video, please do leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, leave a comment, and if you want to participate, ask, and honestly, I'd love to do this more. So let me know. Alright, thanks for watching. Let's get right into it, shall we? Alrighty. So we're at the start of this now. It looks like we're on your perspective first.
Yep, so I actually know where that buried treasure is for once.
You do actually know where that buried treasure is,
I
huh?
do. They do seem to have preset located, so I go into this camp and just
You know, I
getting
kind
up
of
souls like level 1.
I was thinking that might be the case, and I've checked sometimes without having like it on the map marked, and I've just never found ones where I thought I knew the location of. But I mean, that's
You
okay.
can see I just take great joy in using the follow-up attacks even when it's
Dude,
not the
even
right
when it
move,
whiffs,
but
I
it's
know,
just
right?
fun.
That's okay. It's like
Just
using
reminds me
the
of Sekiro.
it's like using the dagger for me. Even if I don't need to, I kill things with
Oh
the
yeah.
dagger just because it looks cool.
Early on in the night, I'll just pick up anything and not even read the effects are because they'll
Right.
probably help me.
I ended up getting the Virgin Abductor for my first boss, which I think that's a really good first boss find, honestly.
That is a really good one. Yeah, it just chops down all the ads for you, giving you more souls on top of everything else, and
Right.
it's a version of Abductor. It's not that hard to kill.
No, it's really not, especially with the other guys
I,
around.
I was spending a lot of time just killing some
You were
easier mobs
going
in the
for small
beginning.
mobs at the start. You know, I can't
Yeah, it was kind of
decide.
aimless. My map didn't really give me too much
Ah,
inspiration on what I wanted to really go
right,
for.
right. I can't ever decide which one I want to do. Whether it's like, if I want to just go for bosses and Everjails, or if I just want to kill a bunch of small mobs. What I will say
Yeah.
is, in my experience, sometimes, like, going for the, like, 150 basic enemy kills tends to get me pretty good loot by the end of it. And
Right.
I'm still
So I run
high
up
level.
here, and I see the treasure, and I'm like, okay, so that was where I thought. And I
Nice. Did
find
you
the
get anything
ringed
good from it?
finger.
You
Yeah, I
got,
found
wait,
the ringed
that's where
finger.
you got the ring finger from.
Yeah, and it's such
Wow.
an odd weapon. I was just kind of surprised to see it. I'm like, well, this is kind of a unique weapon.
Yeah, the ring finger is like not a weapon I ever enjoyed in base Elden Ring, and I've never tried it in this. That's for sure. I
I
ended
know its
up
weapon art was pretty good, so that was what I was thinking. Like, get a level
nice,
7, start spamming weapon art, and
right.
then
You
immediately I
got your
get the
first
worst
ever
ever
jail.
jail.
You think this is the worst one? Well, probably starting, right?
I
It's pretty
think
rough.
this is the worst one to start with. That's
Yeah,
not like, an
right.
ancient ever jail or Dragonkin
Honestly,
soldier.
yeah, it's okay because if you look at mine, I'm approaching my first ever jail now. I got Nox
But
Soldiers, which is actually a pretty good start, I think, especially as Iron
it's
Eye.
not too bad. You just gotta watch out for the curved sword one. They're
Yeah,
also really tanky for some reason.
they are, but I mean,
Ooh, you got both your ultimate.
yeah, I did, I know, right? So I'm in the
Yeah, so
forest right after this ever jail. There's an ancestor spirit in the background. My
I
big
can see
hope there
that. It
was just
always
not
notices you.
aggroing it. No, I didn't aggro it is the crazy thing, right? So like,
Crazy. I can never do
pretty
that
good.
ever jail without aggroing your boss.
I know, right? Half the time it's fine, and then you just finally, and I misbegotten it. You got like 3v1 a dumb boss.
I'll take my time to go to the
Alright.
beast, man. I pop an exalted flesh I got to make it go a little faster.
Nice. We were actually killing these both at pretty much the same rate. Oh, the spirit does see me right at the end.
Does, yeah, I've never been able to not get that thing
Right.
aggroed.
I ended up just taking 10,000
That's a
souls from
Miranda
mine.
Blossom, and then it literally just doesn't matter because it can't
Yeah, that
move.
thing can't move, yeah. You take the 10,000 souls from your first ever jail?
Yeah,
Oh, you
5%
got...
affinity
Oh,
wasn't going to be
okay.
too useful. If it was 6%
Hey,
physical, I would definitely have taken that.
why not take 5% affinity on Wilder, though, right? Because you've got the fire follow-up on your ability.
I would have rather just had 10k souls that early.
You know what, I guess that's fair. That's basically one level, like, guaranteed. So the first place that I got after my ever jail, I got a death
It's the
camp.
Yeah, the Deathblight ruins. I
Yeah,
don't do those. Worm faces were just the worst.
I thought that, but, like, Wormface seems to be able... I either broke his mark, or, like, I don't know. I don't think it's that bad, really. Here, like, it's only one enemy to fight, which is kind of an upside, I guess. I don't know. You got a nice mausoleum to do, but like, I don't think I got much out of it, but At least it was easy.
Wilders. That guy is so annoying on anybody except Wilder. So I actually
Dude,
saw
he's
a race while
annoying on
walking, which
Iron
I
Eye.
never see.
Wait, what did you get?
A race while walking on a carrying a night sword, so I just put that in my offhand.
Whoa, that's really good.
Yeah, I wish I was better at walking. I was
I mean, it's at least
more
wraiths
surprised to
while
see
like
it.
using your heal, right?
Exactly. No, it makes me think of of an interesting strat. Just carrying around a bunch of drawstring greases, not for the effects, but just because it instantly puts you in walk state
Right.
and doesn't consume like an Estus or something. So I think there's something to be said about that. So you kill the worm face pretty fast.
Yeah, actually the fight went pretty well. I think I either like broke his mark or something. I think that's what I did there. Because I broke his mark and then I got a crit on him. It gets a little
Yeah.
bit funky here, but I mean, I don't know. I think it might be one of the worst places because you don't need deathblight for anything, right? And you don't get deathblight weapons. It's just a chance you're fighting a dungeon that has a chance to insta kill you.
Yeah, I need to find like what drop tables are. I wonder if like the Eclipse Shuttle may have a higher chance there. So I get a Stone Sword key from this
Very nice.
cathedral.
Did I wait? Oh, I
And
thought you
one
had
from
two
Fire
flame monks
Monk.
in a row, but you had a flame monk and a
Mausoleum.
mausoleum. That's right, mausoleum knight. I'll tell you,
I
if
always
I
check
had
those
wraiths while
seals. Sometimes they
walking
could be good.
in this run,
Yeah,
I think that would have just pushed me over the edge in terms of power.
probably would
But
have.
it always does, right? That's just one of those Iron Eye skills that's just busted. Wow, that was a huge crit damage. What? Is that just Wilder starting Greatsword still?
Yeah,
Wow. Very nice.
I didn't really want anything from him.
Right.
Just a grace to appear and then to leave.
Yeah. I got an extra heal there. I'm a little unsure of how many heals I think I need for most of these bosses. I actually think you might not need
I
to
think I can
focus
get
on.
away with 5.
I think
I
I
think if
was
you had at
thinking
least one church, it's fine.
I was thinking 4, right?
4
It's
feels
still
pretty
fine.
awful. I don't know.
You think so? Okay,
Yeah.
well it depends on the fight, right? Because like I've done. Do I get a stone sword key here? Look at that, I do. Very nice. There's also a flame monk camp. That's interesting. But like,
So
I guess it
the
depends on the
circle
boss, right?
just
Because
is,
like, what's up?
I was looking at my map and see what was in the circle, and I noticed that the far Everjail was still in, so I decided to make a beeline for
Yo.
that, because I find that Everjail to be the old Everjail about like 30% more times.
Oh yeah. I think this
I'm sure
might.
it's random.
Oh, I think this is my old
Feel
Everjail
like
here,
that.
right? I think that's. I mean, like, let's see when we open it. Yeah, there it is. It's Godskin Duo. I don't know if
Godskin
you've ever
Duo.
noticed when you start an Everjail, this doesn't matter, but until they've
Right.
adjusted their health values, you can't really deal damage to them because it's
Yeah.
not. It adjusts it down, so they lose that damage that they took. Unfortunately.
In terms of old Everjails, Godskin Duo is probably the best one to get. They're so like squishy.
You know, it looks like I had the same idea because mine was right in the corner, right on the edge of the circle. I decided to run to it. Hold on, do you have bubbles forming?
I did have bubbles, yeah.
What?
I got Maris to invade me.
I didn't know
I
that.
immediately
I don't
beelined
remember
my
that
way
at
in
all.
there.
Holy cow. That's cool.
So I see Augur.
Yeah, she's not too bad. I don't
Nope.
think. I mean, of all the
Immediately hit it with
invasions,
my
I think she's
ultimate.
fine.
Stance break.
That stands for her
Summon
that fast.
Wraiths. And then attack.
Nice, that's pretty good.
Anytime you heal for like not a good reason, it's because I'm trying to trigger Wraiths, because I just find it easier than just walking.
You know, by the way, I killed the first of the duo,
Yep.
but like, yeah, I think the wraiths while walking is a certain amount of time walked. Actually, by the way, because like there would be times where, well, there will be times where it'll be like, maybe it's on cooldown, I guess, but like,
You see, your Maris just lets me beat her up.
oh yeah,
It's really
oh my
easy.
goodness, yeah, she's just like, she's given up completely. Her effect, I think, is one of the most worthless for Iron Eye. At
If you're
least.
Revenant, it's probably the best, but like
Oh, I
anybody
bet.
else, whatever.
Right, very nice. What does she worth?
She also
50K,
gave me
60K souls.
80,000. Yeah, she put me up to
80K.
80,000
Holy
souls.
cow! What level does that put
I
you
think
at?
probably around level 7. Since
Sheesh.
we used the ringed finger.
Yo, I got a legendary drop from that.
Well,
Uh,
Evertail's
wait.
always dropped the 30k.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's what it is.
The bosses themselves give like 70k, so it's like 100k altogether to find one, which
Yeah,
is
it
just
seems
so
pretty
ridiculous.
good. If you can do that day one, that seems incredibly worthwhile.
Yeah, as long as it's not a death right think Deathrite Bird is kind of stretching it on day
Have
one
you
because
seen
you're
Deathrite Bird
real.
in there?
I
I
have,
haven't.
yes.
Okay.
It is. It hits so incredibly hard. It doesn't have that much health, but
I've got just an ulcerated tree spirit. I guess just running past is probably the right choice there, honestly.
so. After the Maris invasion, I continue making my way down to the Everjail.
Yeah. Nice.
At this point, I know that the night is going to close in very soon.
Okay. Very nice heal, by the way. That's not bad. Let's see here.
I always check those boxes for silver feet. I think those are the most valuable,
I do
even more than
too,
gold.
but like I never actually use silver feet. I'm checking for wraith calling bells is what I go for these days,
Yeah.
honestly.
So I'm deciding that I probably need more damage, so I immediately swap to the ringed finger now that I'm level 8.
How much damage did it have? Do you know? I guess we're gonna
Did
check
not
here.
see the number.
But like,
So at first I missed the weapon art, and then I was like,
very
sure,
nice.
don't make it the hammer, so I'm just gonna start whacking things.
Right. I mean, it is a hammer. That's just a good boot set, good stance damage.
Yeah, it's
Honestly.
just R1 spam on the Elden so I didn't really do
Right.
anything with them.
Right. Here I am
I
approaching
realized that
another
I need to do that
Everjail
Everjail
here.
first.
Yeah, Everjail I think is most important. I got an Omen, by the way. Omens can be headshot. I kind of forgot about that until seeing
Yeah,
this here.
a lot of creatures can be headshot.
Yeah,
So I opened my Everjail, and it is
underestimated.
the Ancient Dragon, I believe.
It's Ancient Dragon.
Yeah,
Huh.
which
Half
I noticed
health
my
Ancient
weapon art
Dragon
immediately
isn't
did
actually that bad.
an
Huh?
insane amount of damage to him.
Right.
I immediately flipped my ultimate. I didn't think that was
That's
the
alright.
wave.
It happens.
And then the
right?
storms were closing, and I know that I'm
You
definitely
just
caught
have
the
to go.
storm, but
Oh, okay. But do you still kill it?
I do still kill it.
Really?
Summon more raids. I just keep trying to weapon arm spam it.
Nice. I ended up just finishing off the Omen. And I'm ready to... I think our circles are closing in just around the same time. We pretty much synced our buttons entirely. Overall,
Not my 5 minute thing against this thing.
well, to be fair, it's Ancient Dragon Day 1. That's just rough. Those wraiths are helping a lot, though.
Oh yeah.
I ended up going after the Omen. I find one of
I'm able to
these
kill
like
it.
statue things, and I ult on it, break it open, and I think I get. Let's see. Yeah, I just got a seal, which gives me some bonuses. What did you end up taking?
Every time
From,
I come across
did you take 30k?
30k.
Of course.
Yeah, it gets me up to level 10 instantly,
Right.
which is really good for day
Well,
1
that was
actually.
okay. Neat.
Then I come and finish off the Elden.
Right.
Continually miss my weapon art because I'm really bad at
Very
judging the
nice.
distance on it.
What do you think about jellyfish? I know we've talked
I
about it,
think-
but like I'm over at the aqueduct right now, killing a few of the jellyfish.
Right.
I think those are always worth killing.
I think as Iron Eye, that shield never goes wrong.
I think so too. Well, for two reasons, right? For one, it's a shield that doesn't matter much, but like Iron Eye has good stamina anyway.
Yeah. I don't know what the numbers on Blood Boil in this game are, but I wonder if like
Can you get
it'd be
blood?
well worth as iron. You can.
What?
I mostly find them inside the chests, the marked treasure. I'm wondering
Gotcha.
if going for those might be well worth it. 'Cause
So
that
here,
thing could be like a 20% increase in damage,
Right.
which just makes all the difference.
I absolutely missed the crit on the Red Wolf of Radagon here, or Red King's Consort, or whatever it is.
Right.
That sucks, by the way, because like that probably would have made this fight a lot better off. But instead, he jumps into the hallway and it's just pain.
Yeah. So I noticed here that I can't actually combine my 2 stone sword keys into 1 stack for some reason.
What?
Yeah, it was really weird.
Huh.
I run underneath the basement, check what I can
Right.
what I can get, because these are all big chests.
Right. Storm ends up closing in on me while I'm fighting the Red Wolf of Radagon. I don't know if you remember this, but as he's dying, like, I'm waiting for the Grace to spawn, and I died with
Right,
Storm
get
even
ya.
though I killed him. Which means I'm down a
Luckily,
level before the end of
death
the world.
doesn't mean too
It doesn't
much.
matter much, right? Because you just...
And you're still level 9, which is just insane from level
Yeah,
day
I
1.
know, but like I could have been level 10, man. What if that cost me just enough time to make this, like...
So I
who
got
knows?
Duke's Deer Freya.
Oh, really?
Also, this guy grabs me, and immediately I'm just like,
Do you get
nah.
grappled, or... Oh.
I
Wow.
immediately reversed that
That's
on him.
funny. That's crazy. That's pretty good.
So I'm looking for the spiders, which is
Let's see.
not great for time.
No,
They
it's
keep
not.
webbing me up.
I ended up getting,
Okay, I'm like, I'm Wilder. Webs don't matter. I have another way to
you do have a
transport
grapple
faster.
hook. You can also, if you're using bow or something, your shooting while walking is faster than grappled walking, like than webbed
Yeah.
walking, which is funny.
Now my issue with Freya is my weapon are like so inconsistent hitting her.
Oh, really? I ended up getting, Godric for this fight, which I think was probably a good roll for me. Oh, you almost got grabbed by the
Yeah,
spider.
yeah.
Oh, she is
Now, this fight
beating
was
you up a
a little rough.
little, right?
It was just my weapon art. I really wanted to use it, and it just wouldn't
It just wouldn't work.
hit. But when it did, it was a
Right.
lot of damage.
Yeah. I find it kind of odd that Godric in this game does his little transition where he would cut off his arm. Like, he has that stagger still from his HP breakpoint,
Right, so I put
but you
on
don't
some
get a crit
fire
or anything.
grease and just kill her faster. I realized I actually
Nice.
knocked her head off here,
Yeah,
which I didn't expect to happen so fast.
very nice.
I can see her setting up for her ultimate attack with the webs.
Yeah. I hate that ult that she has,
If I
honestly.
didn't have that grappling hook, this fight would have taken me minutes longer.
Dude, and the Iron Eye having the dagger means it doesn't matter either, but still.
Yeah.
Wow, you ended up killing her. My Godric had like 10%, 15% HP left still by
I
the
do
time you
love
beat her.
Godric in this game, though. His new moves are so cool.
Yeah,
Nice mark break there, it looks like.
thank you, yes. And I
So
just pick
immediately
up
I'm like,
Night
do
Rain.
more Everjails, so I want to get more damage.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, when we both run the Everjail trinket, relic, whatever you want to call it, it's really
Right.
hard to argue not just doing those, though, right?
I mean, at least 15% damage each run.
It is, but I'm kind of...
They're so easy to do with 3 Everjails.
So, I'm looking back and thinking, I'm 50-50 on if that matters, right? Because the thing is,
Right.
if you're doing normal bosses and stuff, you're getting blue and purple loot, which some of those drops, say you do all Everjails, you don't get any equipment drops from that, right?
Right, they only give either a good passive or souls.
Yeah, so like you're missing out on sometimes you might find like 5 items that say plus 14% HP or plus 14% damage at full HP.
Right, yeah, the passive
No.
farming stuff.
I'm gonna check what you ordered or what you got from this Everjail because I don't know what it is, but let's see. But I ended up seeing right
Crucible
now
Knights,
fighting
yeah.
Crucible Knights, exactly.
So that's a guaranteed level 15 right there.
Yeah, yeah, it is. You know, getting the two. I don't know what you call this duo actually, but like the
Stone Skin Lords.
yeah, the Stones. Thank you. My screen's tiny. I can't read it.
Yes, I immediately killed the Alabaster one, and there's just the Onyx one, and
Oh,
the flick really does just...
he's got dogs. It's great. Anyway, yeah. That flick does a lot of poison damage and stuff. It's really good. I ended up getting the bonus counter damage for thrusting damage talisman for 20% more. That's a really good relic for Iron Eye.
Yeah, God, those dogs are annoying. And I run out here,
Okay.
and I'm thinking, I'm just gonna kind of make a straight shot down to the castle and cap that off for the day.
Right. Did you
Look
fight
over
the
here,
top
and I
castle?
see a tree sentinel.
Oh, hold on. You know, I think
It's right back
swapping
to
to the finger flick is really what bought you a lot of like your power, honestly. It seems
Yeah,
really
no, getting
good.
that thing in the treasure was real good.
The fact that you're playing Wilder means you don't have to worry about your bad health like Iron Eye does.
Yeah.
Like you can just
Wilder.
trade to damage cancel.
Having like at least a C in every stat is pretty nice.
Like at the rate that you're killing this tree sentinel, I killed maybe two and a half worth of Crucible Knights by the time you get this tree sentinel. I
That's
think.
still almost 100k.
So let's go ahead. This is the first Lance Knight. I just took like all resistances or something. It's not that big a deal, but I think that the Crucible Knights are huge because each one's worth about 20 to 30k, especially on Night 2. I don't know if it changes, but 20 to 30k, and then you get like 4 loot drops as well. Really hard to argue with it. Let's go ahead and check back in on Tracy. Let's see what we got.
No, I'm getting stuck on.
Sorry. Got absolutely stomped right there. That's pretty good.
Yep.
Even still, though, like, the flick is doing as much as your ult does. Holy cow. Look at that. Does he drop you anything good, though?
Yeah, he actually got me Ordovus's greatsword, which
Oh,
I was pretty interested in because that lets me, because the boss was Caligo, I'm like, I could carry around fire grease, or I could just use my projected force
right,
to always have fire on my weapon.
right. Hey,
Especially because the greatsword moveset on Wielder is so good.
does Ordovus's greatsword have that special slam effect still? Oh, you also got it. Interesting.
Yeah. And again, you can see the ringed finger just kicking
Right.
everything while they're down.
Honestly. Currently, you're not missing much on my end because all I'm doing is just going through killing
Crucible Nightfire.
Knights. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
so
I get that
hard.
guaranteed level 15.
Yeah, there's nothing special about it. You just kill a few Crucible Knights back to back. I will say, as Iron Eye, it has a little bit of funkiness just because half of them have shields, but like you manage. I will say also though, I didn't mention the giant seal that I got that gave me periodic glintstone. Did you just? You got
I
10%
did two
bonus
10%
souls?
runes.
2 of them. Holy cow. Now, the more I mess with that, I don't think it's as big a deal. But it is still
I think if
really
you get
good.
early enough, it's a huge deal, but
I think 1, maybe 2 of them makes a huge difference, but
yeah.
you don't. I've
I do still
seen
think it's
3
better than
before.
10k. I
It.
would take it over 10k, I would
I would
not
take
take
it
it
over
over 20
10k. Yeah.
in day 2.
Day 2 especially not.
Particularly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
But I also got
Oh,
Crucible
you
Knights,
also
which
got
is
Crucible Knights?
exciting.
Oh my goodness, man. What's even the point? Yeah. Hey, when you get, do you buy from the merchant? I bought from the merchant here in the castle. Do you buy the Wending Grace at all?
I
Do you
did
ever
not.
buy it? I should
I
say.
only bought one Winding Grace at the end. I
Okay.
was more preoccupied on doing the castle
Oh, whoa. I
because I
also
was
got,
getting pretty low on time.
whereas I'm fighting the spirit guy, I get invaded by bubbles as well. And right before I
Oh, I know
finish
you
him
got
off, too.
Maris.
Yeah, I did get Maris. I want to say my Maris fight doesn't go nearly as smoothly as yours. Although my damage is probably
Your damage
higher,
is
right?
crazy
Yeah.
though, especially for having a bow.
Oh, I know. I want to
Oh, it
get
hits you with
them.
its whirlwinds though.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't dodge at all.
Then after I kill the first Crucible Knight, I immediately make my way down to the basement because I can get a grace by killing the boss.
That makes sense. I would agree. That's a good idea. Yeah.
I should have just doubled back there and grabbed the bush rune.
Oh yeah.
I see it's a Leonin, and then I'm just like
Alright.
flicking
Just
back
flicking.
and immediately forget
Yo.
how fast he is.
He's real fast. Yep. Augur dies. Augur dies pretty handily as well. I don't really use her flask effect because rarely do I need FP, but it still is
Right.
good amount of souls.
So those passive like wraiths are so good.
My big thing about the wraiths, especially on like Iron Eye, is if you're aiming down sights with a bow and you proc them off of that, like it buys you all the time you need in terms of like it homes into the smaller mobs while you're focusing on the big guy. So it makes everything easier.
Yeah, this ring finger is just like my savior.
I'm seeing that. It's kind of bodying everything.
Getting
It's
health
good
and
for that.
steeple, and now I'm like, alright, I'm gonna swap to two great swords now.
Did you use 2
I was
great? Oh,
tempted for the Hoslow whip because it had fire on it, but I
fire's
figured with
also really
Ordovus's and health and steeple, I was actually probably gonna be doing way
Right.
better.
You know, we haven't talked much about this final boss. I'll let you know, though, with how I play this game right now, I don't really think you need to prep much for the final boss. Like, maybe grab an
Yeah.
element of what they're using, but most of the time, like, anything works, as long as it's within your character's build. So, like, I don't actually know what fire does to this man, since we were fighting.
I don't know exactly, but it did look like it debuffed him in some way.
Oh, did you? Oh, right, you just have innate fire anyway.
I do have innate fire, that's why I wanted Ordovus's, because I can always put fire on.
That's what you meant. Okay, I got you. I hadn't considered that. Makes me kind of
My
wish.
damage is a lot more consistent with two great swords.
Right. Makes me kind of wish that, like, on Iron Eye, he has that relic that says add poison on ultimate art. I know it would be really
Yeah.
good, but just make it add poison on skill use instead. Because I don't know how much poison it adds. I should probably test, because if it's anything like the add bleed after a crit, it's actually a lot of bleed on that, so it's probably pretty good. I mean, currently right now, you're going for, there's a trinket here, like a relic. I don't know if you get anything
Right.
good from this.
I get a Erdtree
You get a
favor, which
Erdtree
isn't too bad.
favor. That's not bad at all. I don't remember, I don't think either of us have a village, do we? A special village, right?
I did not remember.
I don't think I did, but if you have that, then you buy 50% defense and rituals. That basically defines what you need.
I put Ghost Sim on my weapon. I was trying to wonder if Ghost Sim would actually affect Caligo.
Right.
It is fire, but also
I
frostbite
think it's
magic
magic
fire,
damage
so I
though, isn't
probably
it?
wouldn't.
Or no? I end up,
Oh,
I'm
it is magic
fighting.
damage, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm fighting an ulcerated tree spirit. It goes pretty smoothly, I think. We'll see. No, I got hit by the tail sweep too.
Oh, I got you on the way back.
Yeah. I was waiting for my dagger to respawn, I bet is what it was. Like recharge. It was just awkward timing. I got a crit there, and then I want to say I get like a crit right back again on him. Through like marking him or something.
I'm just killing these Crucible Knights because they are quite tanky, but boy are they worth it.
They are, but each one being worth so much. Just like, just great. By the way, for those curious, I'll have a pre-intro thing anyway, talking about how the score breakdown works. But for us on this, we're gonna have I'm gonna have a little post section recorded, so we won't actually go over the exact score for time, but we'll kind of discuss who we
Yeah.
think won and stuff. Even though we know right now, but we're
Yeah,
working
so
on a
I've
format
got
for this.
get me up to 120, and I'm like, all right, that's level 15.
Yo,
I don't really need to worry about the rest for souls wise because I don't have rune armor.
it's the kind of thing where if you see those guys, you hope to see Libra from Crucible Knights. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
they are just that worthwhile.
I think I'm just okay seeing Libra any run.
I
Those
am
deals
too
are
these
pretty
days.
good.
I like the soul bonus. You pay 15k to get damage scaling off your souls. It's
Yeah.
hard to complain.
And sometimes he can just show up even without an invasion, and you can just make a
Oh
regular deal
my
with him.
goodness. So I didn't show it on the screen here, but I just picked up some dragon wound grease. I don't remember if I actually used that during the final fight or not.
Ah, well, it would definitely help.
Yeah, dragon wound grease is Caligo's definitely a dragon. At least I can say that much.
Yeah. So I run past these Crucible Knights because I just wanted to make sure I had enough time for whatever was on the roof.
Yeah.
I was dreading if it was maybe a Blackblade Kindred because that's where it gets real tight. The
Okay.
thing hits like a truck. I was hoping for
Right.
Bell-Bearing Hunter.
Do you remember what you got up here? I don't know what you had up here, so.
It was Deathrite Bird.
It was Deathrite Bird, of course.
I was like, I do have Ordovus' sword, which is holy, so.
Does it have holy damage? Oh my goodness.
Also, I was
Holy
doing pretty
cow.
good damage.
Yeah. That's crazy good.
This time I jump attack there.
That's okay.
So these things are horrifying with Glow.
Yeah. They hurt. I don't think I ever chunked that much damage to Iron Eye, though. That's impressive.
He was actually being really nice to me here, with like letting me get away with a lot of damage.
Right.
But it's really only if I have a health bar after that a little bit.
Right.
Like that for all attacks so much. Then I just decided to eat the explosive ghost one.
I don't think I would have done that. Honestly, that's scary.
I don't think you could do that.
Well, not as Iron Eye, I couldn't, but like, if I could, I don't think I would still.
The storm was getting close, and I just wanted to be dead.
Oh, very nice. Did you get anything good from it? That's what really matters.
You have to give me Sword of Milos, which I think that is one of Wilder's best weapons.
Really? That's
It
the
has
one the
innate
Dung
bleed.
Eater uses, right?
It is, yeah. It's got a good weapon art, and it's got innate bleed on it.
I like it. Nice.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I could find an 8 bleed on my bows, because bloody bows are pretty crazy. I ended up,
Oh,
I
yeah.
ended up finding a Leonine Misbegotten camp. It was like fine, but I want to say the storm's closing in. I mean, obviously it is, and it's just, it doesn't go as planned. That's for sure. I ended up
Yeah,
having
so
to
I'm
like
debating
give up and leave.
which two great swords to use. I decide on these two for whatever fight this will be.
Okay, which two are those?
The Health and Steeple and the Sword of Milos.
Gotcha.
See the Evergale there, but I don't have a
Can
stone
you?
sword key,
Which one
so-
did you put in your main hand?
Milos.
Okay, can you use the weapon art to get the other ones, the other one buffed? So you use like Health and Steeple, right? And it gets the Black
Yeah.
Flame buff. Or then you can use your weapon art, your skill there,
But
to get the other one.
Talisman, no, it doesn't help me.
Yeah. So you could have fire
I'm
and
not
Black
sure.
Flame damage, right? Or no?
You probably could, yeah.
Did you even
I was
try
not going
that?
to keep helping Steeple for Coligo, though. No, 'cause
Oh,
Coligo would probably have the highest magic res than Holy.
that makes sense. I say it makes
Let's think
sense,
about that, so
but
I do swap those two.
my only guess for that is just because, like, Seath exists. But that's, like,
Yeah.
14
And I was
years
debating
ago.
if I wanted to put Regal Omen, Graceful Walking, and then just two hand sword Milos.
Is that, like, a bonus damage for that roar?
It is. For some reason I keep thinking it's supposed to make race, but it doesn't. So I feel like I'm
It looks like it
misremembering
should,
something
because
or not
he's
doing a
got, like,
follow
the
up.
omen or something, right?
Yeah.
And he
I
has
mean, I
the...
just fought Dung Eater earlier today, and he was shooting things at me, but I think he has the Regal
Right.
there.
Ah,
I
gotcha.
see it's Dancer.
Ooh.
It's pretty
Oh, right, you
exciting.
had
I like
Dancer.
Dancer.
I have only seen Dancer the one time that we saw him together. So, it's not a
Yeah.
fight I've done much. And I'm realizing
Like,
my fight spawned so much later. I ended up having, as I cut over, I have what looks to be Godskin Duo. I think I would prefer
yeah,
Godskin Duo. But I don't know,
I
Dancer's
would, but
pretty
I
low
was already
health.
doing a lot of damage.
Right.
I get rid of all the Noxus thanks to the bleed,
Alright, so your Dancer spawns
and
in.
then Dancer spawns.
I gotta see this,
I
because I haven't
absolutely
actually seen how you
obliterate
did this
her.
fight yet. I thought I was in the lead when I started this. Oh wow. Okay, you set her up for a break. And we've already seen me fight Godskin Duo once this fight, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna watch this.
L1
Look at her
stand.
explode. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Dude, my Godskin
I almost
Noble is
exploded.
still at like 60% health. Okay, so you do some damage. But like,
Yeah.
still.
I couldn't tell if my Wielded Passive was still working.
Oh. I don't know if you have a
And
HUD
he's dead.
marker for that.
I probably do. I was not paying attention to it.
Very nice. Godskin Duo,
Yeah, that
though,
was,
by the time you kill Dancer, I thought I was ahead, and when you said Dancer is dead, I was like, are you kidding me? I haven't even finished. I haven't even started on Apostle yet.
Yeah, so I got +6 down to recovery, and it was off to
Right.
go.
Wow. And I think this is where you get a big push over me, honestly.
Definitely helped. I bought the Winding Grace. And I always buy Exalted Flash because that damage up is just very nice.
Yeah, I don't blame you on
And I
that.
bought Crimson Whirl in case I needed a use for it.
Right. Wow, he died to Rain of Stars for me. So yeah, by
Actually
the
wasted
time...
a little time there, not just running for the boss.
Right.
Gotta save you more time.
Yeah, I haven't even made it to that final room by the time you're starting your travel into the fight. Let's go ahead and come back to you. Like, this is... You were seconds ahead, which doesn't seem like much, but that's all it takes sometimes. Wow, that's a... Man, if you hadn't whiffed that, that would have been pretty
I
sweet.
know, right? No, this fight is, I was very much like, I just want to circle it as fast as possible.
Oh, yeah. It
So
was
I
a...
played quite well.
Fair enough. It was a weird fight for me, honestly. That tail slam is a unique attack that he really likes. Let's go ahead and cut over back to me now that I'm starting the fight. Oh, man.
So I'm just eating damage.
I see that. I ended up taking a hit from his first breath attack. Just
So here I
terrible.
actually hit whatever his weakness does.
Okay.
Fuse his body with the fire, and then gives him that little bit of a debuff.
Does he take damage over time from that, or no?
I don't
Because I know some of the other bosses take damage over time.
I think
Actually,
it's me a real big meaty hit on him, and I can
Yeah.
finally hit his head again.
very nice. Hold up, I'm just going for poison.
I decided just to tank the phase 2 transition explosion.
Right. He's taken
It's
off
almost
for
a
phase 2
mistake.
here. Or, I don't even know if this is phase 2, but he does this thing where the ceiling shatters. You know?
Ah, see, I skipped that somehow.
I didn't skip it because of my damage boosting it, so here I am just stuck.
So I
can't-
actually
he doesn't
miss
show
my
up
ult
anywhere.
here and lose a ton of damage because it also didn't
Yeah.
stance break him. At that point I was
Right.
a little worried because that was a huge time loss
You
for
are
me. He should be
still...
a lot less.
He's at 2/3 health for me, 1/3 health for you. You're in a pretty good position here. For me, though, I get this really awkward setup where he does the tail slam, and then he proceeds
Yeah,
to...
I nearly die here.
Oh, jeez.
I'm
Well, did you... You had a
hemorrhaging
Winding
Estus.
Grace, though.
I did have a Winding Grace. So he does it, he flies up, he does his little run bys, and I get an idea to use the grappling hook to try to like cheat through
3
them.
times there, 4 times here he does the tail slam. I think he does it like 7 times or something against me.
Yeah.
Not
I've
this
already
one.
got frostbite.
Man, you got
Like
frostbite a lot during this
I
fight.
jumped through it like that, and used all my Estus, and then it's just like, okay, he still has pretty much health.
Yeah,
Like,
he
you
hasn't
get the
taken any
stance
damage
break,
in like the last 30 seconds.
and I missed the post.
You missed the repo. Yeah, the crazy thing is
Yep.
too, because like that sucks. Missing that really sucks. Look at that. He's at 1/3 health for practically both of us now, doing the
I
same
trigger his
attack.
weakness again. At
Oh,
this
you
point, I'm just
trigger
like, I gotta
again.
kill him. I don't know what it does. I need to
He's
look this up, but
actively doing the same attacks for us with similar health. I
his tail
knock
seems to
him
be a
over.
terrible hit zone because I'm doing
Yeah.
very little, but I get a bleed proc there,
Well,
and
I
that
end up
lets me kill him before I die because I'm at 1 health.
very
And
nice.
that
I end
frostbite
up
meter.
missing my crit as well, by the way, when he's at like 10 to 15% health.
Yeah.
Very good. You win that right there at least. You're already ahead, but we have a bit of scoring to do. Hold up, I still got a little bit to wrap up, but basically it just comes down to waiting for him to land so I can beat him up,
Yep.
unfortunately.
He
So
does
like
that
now
triple
he's just
drive-by.
stalling for time, right?
He's not hitting you nearly as hard as I would think.
I know.
Just shows
Iron
how
Eye is
much I
not
was
that bad.
hemorrhaging damage there.
I know.
Because I went down to 0 Estus.
Man, I love that dagger though. It
That
buys me
dagger's
so
so
many
good.
opportunities. He loved. I think he used that tail slam on me at least like 10 times.
One of his better to punish moves.
Yeah, but it's annoying because it makes him feel silly. Oh yeah, I end up.
And with that,
I
you
should have
finish him
died to
off.
frostbite right there, but
You
because
should
I
have died
killed
there,
him
but you
first.
killed him.
Yeah, I don't
We
actually
were
die.
both like 1 health.
Yeah, we were. That was pretty good.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, we'll go over to the scoreboards now. That was quite a bit of fun. Do you remember how many enemies you killed and stuff? Just what do you think? How do you
Yes.
think you did that run? Honestly.
I think I did fairly well. I think I could have done Kogo a lot better, but I was
Right.
getting a lot. I was getting very greedy. I killed 75 enemies, 14 great enemies, found 26 treasures, and rescued
Gotcha.
0 allies.
That's very few treasures compared to my typical. I try to push a lot of treasures these days, especially. But I don't
Our
know.
soul count was remarkably similar, only 6,000 apart.
See, that's crazy. I guess that shows that we both had a lot of the same layouts because we still had Augur the same. We had the same castle
Yep.
layout.
You had
We both,
797, I had
yeah,
791.
that's crazy. Anyway, we'll go ahead and go to the scoreboard now. Alrighty, here we are at the final score screen, and we can kind of see a breakdown here. We've got stars stats on the left, mine are on the right, and then if you look to the right of the screen, the top map is stars and the bottom one is mine. I gotta say, Star has a little bit more of a defined route than I do, but overall, I think we had a very good run and competed quite well. He got more elite kills, whereas I got more enemy kills, more treasures, and I even had an extra Wending Grace. However, we had talked about doing some special scoring, but it came out in the end to coming out to like maybe a 5 to 10 second difference, which doesn't make a difference in this case. So we're just going to give the win to Star. Very good for him. Congratulations. This was a very fun time. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and if you want to participate, just shout out to me and I'll try to find a time to do it. It takes me a little bit of time to edit this together, but overall it's very good. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye.